Today marks the start of the second video in this series, and you can see it's a little cooler out today, and it's supposed to have been sunny and 70, but it's been foggy and 60 all day. And I just finished checking my monthly totals for rain, and we had what, 1.5 inches this month, and we're 21.5 inches behind what we had this time last year. So you can see why we've been having the fires over in eastern Washington, and surprised we didn't have a big fire on the western side of the Cascades, because it's been dry. I've got dead little trees all over the place I've got to remove this winter. Some of the big ones I'm starting to worry about too, because they said that this year is going to be another strong El Nino, so California gets our rain, so we may be having another low snowpack, but that's neither here nor there. You have to believe in global warming. So what I've got is some getting out my scrap today, and some old, this was a seat panel that came out of the 8-foot nuthatch when I converted it over. So we're basically going to set up today, we're going to start making the outlines, the cardboard templates for the back box seat. And over here, let me scoot around. I was tempting to decide whether or not I wanted to take a piece of plywood and cut out some cardboard here and fit it around these Orlock sockets to see whether or not I wanted maybe a little shelf. Oops, not in the picture here. A little shelf along here to sit on. I know the Optimus has like a little 4 or 5 inch perimeter around it for the kids to sit on, but that hull is a little flatter bottom, and so it would, and the sailors are lighter weight, and this has got a little more of a rounded bottom on it, and I thought, no, I don't think I'll go ahead and I don't think I'll do that, even though it'd be nice to have, you know, the tank, you know, the top, and then the side along here, which would make a nice air tank, so that if you did go over, that air tank would pretty much keep the side of the hull out of the water, so it'd be easier to lift it up again, and or straighten it up, and not have that much water to put in. Let me reset up here. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do down, or my ideas on here. I have my this bulkhead that was in the transom, and I chiseled off the strip of wood that was on here as a stiffener that the top was screwed into, and it doesn't look like it's wide enough to go side to side, but I've got this width in the middle that I can come over and cut a section out, and this will be wide enough to go in here. And then I've got another piece. Where is it at? Where is that at? I've got another piece of wood here that I will set on top. It was the seat top that was in the transom, and I can go ahead and fit that between here and the side over here. And again, it's not wide enough to go all the way, but I've got this gap in the middle, and the top plate of the daggerboard trunk it was a 1/4 inch ply, so it sets a 1/4 inch above these bars on the side, so I can go along in here, and I can epoxy and screw, because there's a 2x2 in behind here, a little support in here, and then trim and fit this panel to set on both sides. And then if I want to get rid of any kind of cracks between here and here, I'm thinking I might go ahead and sand the top of this down, this part down, and then once I get these new repurposed seat panels in place, then I'll put a layer of glass cloth all the way over the cross of the top, and then trim it so it rolls down over the sides, and then I won't have to use glass tape. I'll just let that glass cloth side to side be the new top surface, which will hide all the joints and everything underneath of it. So, and then this part, I'm going to get, I don't have enough room in here. If I'd had a regular Daggerboard trunk, the width of the pyramid wouldn't be here. It'd be, you know, only a couple inches wide, and I would have had enough room to stick in a 6-inch hatch here. But I'm probably only going to be able to get in room for 4-inch hatch. Still have clearance from for the rim and everything. But I may change. I need to do some more measurements once I get these cut out. And we've got some strips. I've already cut out some cardboard strips to start with the perimeters to figure out the shapes of these wedges instead of using a spiling stick, which I used to use, but I don't anymore. I just cut out the trim. We'll show you that in the next section. So let me get rid of some of this stuff out of the way, and we'll come back and get to work on the laying out these things. Okay, we're set up, and I want to also apologize for the other day when we did when I was doing on that last one, when I put the epoxy in behind the plywood that I pulled apart. I should have zoomed into what I was doing when I was scraping the epoxy in behind the part of the plywood that was had been pulled back. Basically, I was scraping epoxy in behind it, and then that's when I put the plastic in the block of wood and clamped it down, and that held that top layer of plywood back in, and then it's all faired in, and I've got it, I don't know if I showed, I guess I haven't showed you that yet. I've got it faired in. We can zoom in there. I've got it faired in and sanded, so you can see where there was a piece of top layer of the top ply of the plywood was ripped out. So let's go back to what I was doing. Okay, I've got strips of cardboard, and it's Costco's Autobahn birds, which I seem to be going through a lot of it. I had this dry season was really good for birds, bad for trees, but good for birds. So put something underneath it so it can, by just dragging the pencil on its side with various thicknesses in here, you can get up to where you can fill these high spots. So we'll go ahead and trim this down. Maybe we can use a little more. Okay. And then we'll come across the top here. Cut that piece. There's always a little bit of leeway in these things. And then I can kind of tape that in place. And we'll come across here with, I guess, some lighter weight cardboard. And that's fairly tight along the bottom, so that'll work there. I guess I could have made that smaller. I can use this again. Trim the bottom off the fit a little better down there. Okay, it's got a nice shape there. And it ends right here on the middle of the crack too, so go ahead and take that in place. Okay. We only need to come up to here. So that is about where I need to be. So I just need a small hump to fit in that triangle there. Let me go ahead and tape that in place. Okay. And got it, which would be right in there. There's my line. So okay. Top here. This doesn't have to be exact because I've got this edge here to set my, but I could trim that. There. Let me go ahead and tape these all together. I'll come back in a second. Well, I've added some more stiffening tape around. And so we got the cutout fit in there. And there's a little bit of a gap up here. I can trim this down a little bit. Get that to fit in there. I mean, that's as close as you're going to get with a spinal stick. It's probably even closer, and with a lot less hassle, you know, and hardly any time at all. So then I just need to get my little levels out. That looks pretty level to me, and trim it. And where's my piece of plywood? Here's the plywood little trim, and you can see there's more than enough along the bottom and along the top on the edge. And then we'll be able to get both halves in always for S&Gs. Let's go to the other side. See how symmetrical we are. And needs a little bit drop down in here, so I'll keep that in mind. I can pull the tape loose after I mark this one on the ply. I can undo the tape and then drop this section right here down about an eighth of an inch. I mean, yeah, about a quarter of an inch. And then we're good to go again. So let me go ahead and transfer that out, and then we'll come back.